Hello, and welcome to the Batch Processing Overview for Rollup Helper. In this video, we're going to learn what batch processing is, how to launch a batch process for a rollup, how to set yourself as the running user for Rollup Helper, how to schedule a batch process to run, and how to view the status of Rollup Helper batch jobs. Part 1. What is batch processing? Rollup Helper can perform bulk updates through the use of batch processing. This is an asynchronous process that runs the rollup calculation for all records in your org. This is the only way to run your rollups if you're a Community Edition customer. Each invocation of a batch process results in a job being placed in the Apex job queue for execution. Rollup Helper uses a combination of batch Apex and future methods to perform your calculations. By default, each individual batch will process 400 records. So it's most likely it will take multiple batch jobs to run the rollup calculation for all of your records. Part 2. How to launch a batch process for a rollup. Here we are in my org. In order to run a batch process, we need to go to the All Rollups tab. On this page, we'll find a rollup we want to run, hover over the play button, and click Run. Here, we'll see an estimate for how long Rollup Helper thinks it will take to process all of your records. Take note of this time, as it will be important when we schedule our rollup to run later. Sometimes Rollup Helper may take longer than the time estimate given here. In order to tell if your rollup is still running, we'll take a look at the Apex jobs in Part 5. Let's click Run once for now. Be sure to also click OK here. When you're brought back to your All Rollups page, your batch process has begun. Part 3. Setting the running user for Rollup Helper. Before we can change the running user, we need to delete the old batch agent found in scheduled jobs. The batch agent represents the user that is used to update your records via batch jobs. Here's the batch agent right here. We'll delete it so we can change my running user. Back on the All Rollups page, we can now click Run As to set myself as the running user. The page will refresh. We can now see as indicated right here, I'm the running user for Rollup Helper. Part 4. Setting a batch schedule. In order to set up our rollup to run a batch job on a schedule, we'll hover over the play button and click Schedule. Our first choice on the schedule page will be to set how frequent we want our rollup to run. Make sure not to schedule your rollup more frequently than the time estimate on the Run Once page, as this can result in a queue buildup where more jobs are created than can be processed. Feel free to set the schedule to process all of your records. Here, we set when we want the schedule to start. I'll go ahead and set it for right now. Then click Save. We can tell my rollup's now running on a schedule because of this check mark in the calendar column. To view or edit your schedule, just go back and click Schedule again. Part 5. How to view the status of rollup jobs. We'll start off on the setup page. Scroll down to Monitor, click on Jobs, and then Apex Jobs. Here, we'll see the status of all Apex jobs that are running or have run in our org. All Rollup Helper jobs are prefixed with PS underscore. We can create a view so we'll only see the Rollup Helper jobs. Let's do that now. We'll give the view a name, like Rollup Helper. Filter on the Apex class, starts with PS underscore, and click Save. On this page, you'll see that there's 3 different job types for Rollup Helper: Future, Batch Apex, and Scheduled Apex. Future and Batch Apex are the jobs that are responsible for performing your rollup calculation. Scheduled Apex checks to see if there's any rollup scheduled to run, and if there's not at that time, it will abort itself, so seeing aborted in the status column is normal. If jobs are still listed as queued or processing, then rollups are still running in your org. Unfortunately, we don't have a way of telling which one it is. Keep an eye out for failures in the status column, as this can indicate there's a problem with Rollup Helper. Thank you for watching the batch processing overview for Rollup Helper. I hope you now have a better understanding of how Rollup Helper uses batch processing. If you need Rollup Helper support, or if you need to be able to run your rollups in real time, consider upgrading to the Enterprise Edition. To learn more, contact one of our customer success managers by emailing sales@passagetech.com. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a productive day.